I can buy in. I can buy in on this play at the 219 level, which is what I did. Right, I'll buy in here on Signal and this 218, 219. If it runs, cool, right? And if it turns on me, I'll have enough room where I can take a break even stop and maybe I have to retrench, right? That's fine. So that was my thinking with this. But if it does break this level, I'm gonna add. Like if it pushes past this 225 level, I'm gonna add size to it and target 230. So that
Yeah,
was
recap and hold. Yeah.
hmm yeah. So I was like, all right, it's at least worth a shot. But I'm I have a hedge in place that I opened up, up here just in case it decides to come back, and then I'll just take my break even on the long, and I'll have a short open then. So I'm kind of in a good position right now to, you know, play this out. But if it does make a gap move, like let's say tomorrow, this thing gaps and it's like pre-market up here, I'm gonna add size to this and anticipate it
I
to
think that's
trend.
a play.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a play. So
absolutely.
whale targets has a whale support at 220, a target at 230, but also a lower target at 215.
Yeah,
I think it's at 225. Yeah.
yeah. I know that 225 level is a problem. Um, I
So
know it
for
is, but
tomorrow, you're opening up bearish kind of, the whole market's bear, and this is holding on and dragging, but it
right.
hasn't fallen yet. Might be a one to short.
It might be. Well, I have a short open, so I'm like,
Right. But I'm just
yeah,
saying that if you got
yeah,
nobody has anything.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
it may be a short right on the open from Monday. This may, like this point of control may have just consolidated and it opens up with a small gap, and then you just run your
Yeah.
223 back down to who knows, maybe even down, maybe it breaks the low, whatever. That's fine too.
Yes. Sweep that down. Give me
Yeah,
215.
but yeah, maybe it sweeps that down and goes to this 215 level where that gap is, and we fill that. Because
Yeah.
now here's a fun thing about the 215. That's the prior all-time high. So if you go, it's over here. It's that prior all-time high. Remember we did this run on Amazon.
Yeah.
So if it comes back, that would be a good mitigation level, and I'm okay with that too. I don't like. I'm completely. Well, I won't say I'm unbiased. I'm biased for the quarter, but I'm unbiased for the trade, if that makes sense. Like
The week.
yeah, for the week, I'm whatever. Like I'm like this thing could easily go this way or it could go that way. I'm open to either idea. So I'm currently I think 222.5 call and 225p short. So like my call's in the money and my uh, put is at the money because I opened it up here. I hedged it out. So yeah, yeah. So if this shorts, okay, cool. We can look for that 215 level and we can take an entry together as a group. I took this one because it was like, it's kind of subjective, but I was like, it's worth it. It's worth a shot because this is where it paused and stopped from that Powell dump, and then it swept and moved again. I was like, all right, if this thing comes back, I'm gonna do it. And then I didn't tag it here. I waited. I was doing something else, and it played around, but it finally gave me another opportunity, so I gave it a shot right there. And then obviously it moved up into profit. So I was like, all right, well,
I think a day trade or trade tomorrow
yeah,
is pretty straightforward,
I
right?
think I think it's
Rejecting 225 and
yep,
breaking down,
yep,
or it gets above it, retest and go. And the market
yeah.
is, bullish
Yeah,
overall.
if this thing gaps up, it's a go in my book, and just target 230. Like that's it.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
just a nice 5 point move and call it good. But yeah, if this thing fails again off of this 225, then okay, then just eat it, whatever, and just look for another
Yeah.
signal down here, right? Or if it doesn't
Yep.
signal, then wait for the 215. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I think. Like if it gaps down, short it. But if it gaps up, obviously go long because moving past this, I think is going to be critical. If it moves past that level, it's probably going to run like and pretty quickly.
It's at Google level, man.
Yeah,
Telling you, same thing. The
yeah,
same thing.
it's the same thing. I know. It's like that. It's just like that 170 level. But notice,
Uh-huh.
actually, you bring that up on Google. Notice what happened when So
once it passed it ran hard.
oh yeah. Look, we'll go back to Google. But notice what happened when it came back and retested it. So look, we were having that struggle problem here, right, at 170. It couldn't move past it, right? And we decided to get out, whatever. But notice what happened when it finally moved past it, it ripped, right? But then it became a level of support where that 170 mark was a great spot to get in, because look, it tested it, popped, came back again and kind of swept, and then it was just support from there forward. So, Google 170 is a no-brain trade in my opinion. But just something to consider because Amazon could do the same thing, but it would do it at the 215 mark. It's like it finally moved past it. Now it's moved past. If it comes back to it, that's definitely a level to watch, because that could be a great play for us. So, but yeah, I'm open to either direction off of this 225.
I guess yeah.
Yeah,
either one, 225.
Yeah, anything at 225, like up or down, that's your decision, in my opinion. So if it's over, go. Just use the gap rules, and that's it. There's really nothing to talk about. Like if it gaps up, you know what kind of business or what kind of guns they're bringing. You know what I mean? So, like if that gaps up, that's probably going for a new all-time high in the next week. But if it gaps down, then we could maybe look to this. We would go trim here and then full exit 215, and that's it.
But we're just kind of flat in that range and rejecting 225 type of thing too.
Yeah.
If it's looking weak, the market is weak overall. That seems like a safe short to me, honestly, where it's at.
Oh yeah. I think it could go either way. Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we should just be flexible and open to it doing either one, which I am, obviously, because I hedged it. So, because my thinking was, I was like, all right, well, my call's already profitable, right? Because it moved up, 6 points, right, from my entry.
Yeah.
So the call's profitable. So I opened that short because, well, you see what it was doing on Friday. Like, it just, like, look what it did. It ran, and then it didn't do anything. It just struggled there, right? And so I was like, all right, well, let me just open a short here just in case this decides to, and it was right at 225. Look at that. Like it ran up, tapped it.
That's an easy short.
Yeah.
It's an easy short all day on 225.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if it's not gapped over, basically this has to break, hold, close 225. If it doesn't, it's a short. That's it. If it doesn't break, hold, close 225, it's a short. So that's that. So that's why I opened the hedge. I was like, well, this will turn and come back, and I'll hit my break even on my long, but my short will be open, and then that'll be profitable. So whatever.
You can win.
Either way.
Both at the same time.
Yeah. Either way, I'm gonna win on this trade. So it's gonna. One of them is gonna work. Yeah. So, all right. The other one I'm looking at here, I'm looking at Apple. It's got it had that nasty. Okay, so I'll just tell you what I was doing with Apple. So it based here. I took this long off this base, but I wasn't sold on it because you can see what it's doing before that. So I was like, So I took a short. I'm doing the same thing I did with Amazon. So I took a long, it worked, and then I took a short here at the top. So I made it a straddle setup, right? So I was like, okay, when it leaves this range, we'll make a decision, right? So then it left the range, and then it had that ugly headline on Thursday, right? So this short paid out huge for me because I was on weeklies. The contract went from like 120 to like 550 cash out. So I was like, okay, but I'm mindful of this on this retest here because look what it's doing, man. You know how this plays out. You see what it's doing. So it had this high volume dump, and they put they put a big buy order there to stop that, at this level, and then it's just, you know, it's doing that thing we like. So I want to just bring this up because I took a long here off of this. I took it here, I got stopped, and then so I did it again, and so then I just left it into the close. I didn't put a hedge on it because I took a smaller entry. So I was like, all right, this either works or it doesn't. The reason I'm doing this also here is not only because of how much it's fallen. So it's 19 points off the high, which is, you know, that's favorable. It's a corrective move. But we did this play on Apple here on the 9th. I called this long off of 242, and it just took off, and we sold it, you know, up here, and we sold it on this final leg. So just a nice 10-point move. So obviously it's the origin of this BFI footprint where they consolidated. Originally, my plan for this trade was to go long, hedge short, but we entered the long, and it just started working, and I was like, there's no reason to short this because this is they already made the decision to break it out of this range, you know. So yeah, so it's the first retest of a BFI footprint. So to me, it was just a no-brainer, especially when it's signaled. So it's signaled here on Thursday after I closed my short. I closed my shorts like, I think I closed them either here. I think I closed them here when it started chopping a little bit. I didn't get the full move. I think they ran to like 7. But anyways, it signaled at the close. So I was like, okay, let's see what happens tomorrow. It started consolidating. It signaled out the open, right? Nice pull right there. It came back. So I hit the retest when it came back, like either here or here. I can't remember, one of these two. But it stopped me. And so then I just did it again. And then I just left it, and it closed up, I don't know, like 5% and 10%, something like that. So I just let it be because obviously you see what it's doing. It's the first retest. It's first retest is the best deal. So you can see all this liquidity that's built up there. It's a good level. It's got the most liquidity on this entire chart since this play we did. So I think it's a good level. So I'm giving it a go. So that's what I'm watching for. Obviously, I want to see it push out of this range. So ideal situation is it pushes up and closes over this let's call it 245. But yeah, I want to see it push out of this range, and then I'll add size to it, and I'll start targeting these upper levels, like 1, 2, and 3, right? So that's what I'm looking at right now. So I'll just put a couple there, like 1, 2, and then 3. So that's the play I'm going after, because this is a lot of action here, and that was a pretty good headline. I was going over that with Abram earlier in the general chat, just kind of reviewing how that looks when they do things like this. So you probably don't remember it. I'm not sure if you did the trade, but this was last year when Amazon made the big move. So we did this. I said, hey, let's go for 200 entry retest. So it came back, retested, pop, 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 right? So I took my entry there, and then it stopped me out. But this was also another nasty headline. So you kind of see what happened. That headline, big high volume dump, all it did was act as a liquidity sweep. They had already taken their entry at 200. So then I re-engaged it later on, and that was what gave us that Amazon leg. But anyways, I took this trade on Apple kind of considering the same idea, where it's like it already had a corrective move, but then that headline give it that last bit of liquidity, really shake everyone up, scare them, and then just rip it the other way. So I was like, all right, this is a good setup. Let's go for this. Everyone's afraid. That's what we want. I got my signal, got a point of control. Let's do this thing. So that's what that was my thinking there. So it's just like, I'm just looking at it through this lens here. Obviously, I have this big point of control. Let's party. So yeah, that was the play there. So obviously, I want to see it either gap up or just trend up and close over this level. I'm going to add to it, and I'll probably roll the contract out. So that's another name that I'm watching. So the 3 A's here: Apple, Amazon, AVGO. Those 3, I'm hot on my watch list for the week. And then obviously there's AMD, but we're already in the video, so I feel like we're in NVIDIA and Qualcomm, so I think we're good.
Yeah.
We don't need.
I think it's enough.
Yeah, we don't need more semiconductor. But this is just this is
Nah,
good
you
to.
don't want to be overexposed.
No. I have I have
No.
I have 9% of my account floating right now in total in options, and I'm hedged 2.5%. But like I'm safe, like because not only am I safe with the hedge, but I have profitable positions. So I like AMD though. I would say maybe after the event, we should watch this though for a 120 retest. If we come back to 120ish again, we should give it a shot because this is doing the thing that we like.
Yeah, put an alarm there, Eric, because it's got a 120 and a larger one at 121 jack.
Yeah.
Just as large at 125
Yeah.
and half the size at 128. Over 128, you got room to the sky.
She wants to run, yeah. So
and there's pools. There's pools above 128 as well.
Beautiful.
You could go look at it. This is probably the best bullish guess that we've looked at tonight.
Let me just take a quick look, just how this looks, and then I'll go over to that.
Apple was no good. Amazon at that level. AVGO.
Okay, so they're giving support 125, and they're targeting 130 with resistance here at 145. Now that makes sense because there is this massive. I have the same level. I have 144. So there is this big point of control overhead where they dump this after earnings. So that makes sense. I will just mention this. I had this kill zone here for weeks. Just kind of noticed what happened there, where it dipped in there and had a nice pull out of it, a nice 10-point move. So I would say, we're probably building some support here in this range. I think it's a bit oversold. It's probably a good name to, get into maybe later. I mean, we're already in NVIDIA and Qualcomm, and they're both performing. So, we don't need more right now. We'll see how this goes. Let me see where this went.
Go look at the GEX on AMD.
Damn, this kept going after hours. That's great. All right, so let's check this out on AMD. See what we got. But yeah, obviously I'm already in equity on AMD at 130 from earlier last year where I exercised. So I'm not really too worried because I'm like, all right, if it moves from here, I'm already, I'm in, like whatever. So, and obviously NVIDIA will most likely carry carry all the boats higher. So, all right, let's check out the GEX on this. All right, so the aggregate. Okay, so 125. Yeah, so it's got room. So it could run to, what's this, 128. So basically over 128 and she goes. Over 128 and it's like clear shot. Yeah. So that's probably good. Yeah.
Retest at 120, 121 to say is a click in for 2 weeks, and
if it decides to come back there, like if this is like a sell the news event this week and it comes back and pushes basically anything under 121, I think we should click in long, 2 weeks, no brainer, just do it because I think we're just there's no reason to be timid on it. Like, yeah, we got burned on that pilot a few weeks back, whatever, but who cares? It doesn't matter. Like, I think if this thing comes back under 121, we should do it. So that's it. I'm going to put a line there at 121, especially now that you have this footprint. You have a massive signal on Friday, but this could easily just be a sell the news event. So this could definitely come back. And honestly, if it does dump on this event this week, Corey, that's probably going to be the best leg out of this range because it's going to be a high volume dump and it's going to scare everyone out of it, and it'll probably be very aggressive, like something like this, and that's will be our entry. So we may even end up rolling that. So it would probably come back into this kill zone again, and that'll be a great entry for us to scale into and add size. So yeah. So the 4 A's. Apple, AMD, Amazon, AVGO for this week. Those are like top of the list. I feel like those have probably the biggest potential for the week to move higher. I will mention, I know you don't like this thing, but Tesla did make a very aggressive turnaround on Friday off that push there. So should pay attention to this one. Yeah, just pay attention to it.
It's too expensive. It's too expensive. I'll stay away.
I got you. I know it's a little pricey. I did a couple plays on it over the last week.
Yeah, it used to be good, right? I mean,
Yeah,
years ago, you can play it. You can play weekly for 3 or 4.
I got you. That's okay.
You can't play weekly now for less than 8, 9.
Yeah, they're expensive
That's like
again.
three strikes out. Yeah.
Yeah, I hit this long on the gap up, and then
They have good levels and
it's good. Yeah, it's got good levels, man.
It's pretty straightforward to play, actually.
Yeah, it's just pricey. Yeah, but it's definitely one worth watching though, because again, okay, here's another example. It had that high volume dump here, and then look what happened. It turned that thing around and went right back, man. So that's what I'm saying about Apple. Like, we really need to pay attention to this one this week. Well, I mean, I'm already in, but like, this could be a very good move, man. This could be an excellent move off this level here. So one other name that's worth mentioning too, that's like almost trading at all-time high. Obviously, we already have semiconductor exposure, but this one is another one, man. That's there's potential here. It's like, I mean, it's right there at all-time high. Like it's right there. Yeah, it closed at 207, and the high is 212. Like, this is almost into blue sky again. So just and we have a semiconductor event this week. So like, it's already being priced in, but it's just another name here that's like performing really, really well, and it's worth considering on a breakout play. So yeah, those are probably like my.
You want to go long?
Yeah, long, absolutely. Yeah, long. Yeah, just take the break. Yeah. What are the levels looking like? How's that?
Not good. It's just going to bounce around between 202 and 220.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. There's just no point. It's not saying that it can and it won't do that, but it's just like, it's not a.
I got you.
I'd like to see clear signals with it, because it could just bounce in between any of those X bars, those green ones, right?
I got you. Yeah, I mean, but she's been on the move, man. So it's just another.
Yeah, I mean, something's happening this week.
Absolutely. Something is.
Hopefully we're on the right. Hopefully this thing does go to 260 or whatever, because Qualcomm and Nvidia are going as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they'll all move together. Yeah. So I mean, I think we have enough exposure in the sector, but it was just one worth mentioning because, again, if it's at all-time high and it breaks out from there, it just has an easy run. Like, there's nothing really against it to continue. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's in a blue sky, everyone's in profit. Everybody, no matter if you're in equity or options, you're in the green. Unless you're short, then you're squeezed. Yeah, then you're squeezed, so it's even better, right? So it's just worth considering because, look what's look what's happening here. So yeah, that's all. That's it. That may be like a day trade move if it closes over or it has like a big gap up. It's that could be a play. So it's just one worth watching. I would say that those 6 names that I just mentioned, they probably have the biggest potential this week. Tesla, TSM, AMD, Amazon, Apple, AVGO. We should really pay attention to those six names. Obviously, and if Qualcomm continues, here we go again, we're talking about breakouts, right? Well, this name has been consolidated for frickin' ever. If this thing decides to break out, well, we already know. If this thing breaks out, we're going to add to our swing. Yeah. I mean, if this pushes, do it. Like, that's it, because that means that this name is probably going to go and see like 165 plus, maybe 170. It opens the door. So, this thing pushes over this level here, I'm adding, and I'm gonna see what happens. So, that's it.
Yeah, 165.
Absolutely.
70. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm
that's
I'm I'm almost I'm almost man. So the Gex on there is 152 and a half and 155. The rappel levels.
well,
The major pool
yeah.
157, 5, 165 are the big pool levels.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if this thing pushes here, if it gets past this point of control and starts closing up here, we have to add to it. Like, we have to. Because if this thing pushes, it's probably going to gap and go, or, you know what I'm saying, the next day, or do something where it's going to start moving aggressively, you know? So,
Almost this week, if we get a retest of 152, so even back down to
no way.
155 and hold, I
I
might
don't think so,
have
man.
to add.
I think you're dreaming right now for this week.
Of
There's
course,
too
but
much.
I'm saying if it does, just from a Gex perspective, right?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
tomorrow the market's just down or something, It goes close back to 155.
I
I think
don't
we need
think
to add.
so. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna stay bullish on this name, and like we have been, and
A 2 point drawdown is nothing,
a 2 point
right?
draw. No, agreed. But a
A
two
little bit,
point. It's not that a 2 point drawdown is nothing. It's a 2 point drawdown on the week of a major catalyst for the name. It's just unlikely. That's what I'm saying. So like it'll be one of those situations.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not predicting that. I want to plan and say, oh, if
Oh yeah.
10% chance we get lucky that
If
it
it
does.
if it pulls back, hit it. If it does,
That's
do
what
it.
I'm saying. Yeah, I just
Absolutely.
want to set myself
Absolutely.
up for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying.
If it does, by the grace of God, pull back to the 152,
155.
153 level, we should go 2 clicks
Yeah,
in. And then,
do another hit it again.
yep, we should go two. Well, right now we're just 1 click. If it comes back to this here ish in this range, like if it gets back down into this, I'll just put a little rectangle. Like if it gets back down into this range here, yeah, we should, hit that one more time, right? And go 2 clicks in, and then when it breaks out, take the final full size, right? But otherwise, I'll say again, if this thing breaks out and starts pushing, we just, that's it. We put the size on and see what happens. I mean, there's nothing else to do,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just be prepared for both situations, right? That's really what the point. Yeah. Be prepared for both. But I'm not going to anticipate that kind of pullback though. It's probably not. I
Probably not after the move that it had.
Yeah, probably not. So
It probably should have already been in again, I guess.
yeah, well, Corey, to be honest with you, I saw it come back to this origin here. I saw it, but I didn't want to. Well, here's the other thing. I also didn't know about this event.
$2.
No, I didn't.
$2 those contracts were on. You could have hit it.
No, I know.
Another click took like a half a click size in, And
No, I agree, man. But what I'm saying is, I didn't know about this event until Thursday after the close, right? And if I did know when it was down here, I would have hit that, man. I would have been like, hey, we should click this now because, well, it had a setup, right?
Potential catalyst, yeah.
Yeah. It's got a drop-based rally right before a catalyst at the origin of the BFI footprint. Yeah, you should hit that. If you don't, you're stupid, right? Because the catalyst is probably going to get priced in, which it did, and the next day, look, it gapped up off that base and took off, So it's okay, though. Like, I don't mind,
yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't mind averaging it up. You know what I mean? But I would have averaged it down with more confidence here at the close if I would have known that catalyst was coming. So
they were $2. They were $2.
Yeah.
Contract.
Yeah, exactly.
Now
What are they now?
3.5.
3 and change.
I think 3.25. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
We would have been green now, or at least break even.
Yeah, we would have been in the green now if we would have
We're in
hit
for
that.
like we're in for like 440.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but if we would have hit that, we'd be in the green right now. But that's fine. I mean, that's fine. I don't mind. Again, if it breaks this level here, if it closes over this point of control, this like 158 mark, then cool. I'll add on this breakout, like right here. When this thing starts closing up over this level, I'm just going to put the size on and it'll be green then, and that's fine. So, it's all good. I don't mind missing a couple points of a move if it's going to go on a trend, is basically what I'm getting at. So, that's okay with me. Yeah, I like the confidence in the trade, knowing like, oh yeah, this is breaking out, it's doing the thing. Let's party. You know what I mean? Like, all right, let's go. Like, let's go for a ride. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's my thinking right now. So. Yeah. So obviously, those are the names that I'm looking for or looking at this week. Monday at the Open, we're gonna see what we got. See what we got.
I mean, that's probably about enough.
I think so.
I
don't think we need to look at anything else really. I mean, well, it's that plus SPY. We'll look at that all every day, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we need to look at anything else. Yeah. I think that's fine. That's good.
What were you looking at on CAT, or is that not ready yet?
Oh, on CAT. Yeah, we can talk about it. That's fine. CAT. So I was looking at CAT. It's retested. I've been waiting for this level for weeks. Okay, for weeks, bro. Months even. Months.
345. 345. No.
All right, hold on. Let me get on the right time frame so you can see what I'm seeing. Okay, but you know what? Let's go. No, we got to go 4 hours. If it's not on 4 hours, you won't see it. Okay, all right. So let me give you a story. Let me tell you a story real quick. All right. So it had this big run up off this move. Now that's the same spot where we took the big cat play here in June, right? So it had that move.
Oh man.
Yeah. So hear me out. It had this move.
Right.
We did that move. It came back. They had earnings. It dumped. They recovered that level where they're in at, right? Pulled, came back, retested again, went on a bigger run the third time, okay? Now, it consolidated up here at this like 400. I bought some puts, and I sold some calls, and I held those into earnings. Now, they protected that level right there where we cashed our calls out for earnings. They protected it pretty much to the penny, okay? It ran up, it pulled into the Trump pump here, but it failed miserably. Now I sold some calls up here after this ran, and I sold some calls, and then cashed those out. That worked out well. Now here we go again. We're retesting that same level, but now it's loading the gun here. And it just had a very high volume dump, and it's printing that same pattern like how we took that big cat play on, and it's right at a key level, and it's consolidating side to side, and it's doing that same pattern. Now we might have to buy a little time on this, but I want you to see something here. Notice what happened right here on the 20th. When it had that high volume dump, that's an entry right there, man. That is an entry. And now they're loading this thing up. So honestly, I'm inclined to take a pilot here, take a pilot at this point of control, and then also set another pilot-sized entry underneath this low. So that way, if it decides to gap and move, we're involved, or if it decides to sweep, we can add to the position, but anticipating this to make this move and go for a ride, because I like this setup a lot. This is exactly, it's the same thing. This drawdown, high volume dump, consolidate, typically spring and go. It's the same thing as this. Draw down, consolidate, and then spring and go. That was our play. So it's doing the
Like
same.
I see a retest at 350.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. You might be asking for too much, though, bro. That might be asking for too much. I would be ideal, but the setup is there. We have to take the trade. The setup's there. We have to take it.
So that's 63.
Yeah, it's right. It's right at that point of control. You can hedge out the risk, but dude, this is likely an entry here. Look at this price falling and this volume going up, and then they put a stop to it right here. This is a liquidity grab right here. That liquidity is there for a reason. So I think we have to do this trade, man. I think we have to do it. I'm serious, because it's very likely. I mean, look where this price is landing. I'm gonna just take this one off. Look where it's landing. It's landing right where we sold those calls right there, you know, and that's where they made this decision to push this up, right? That 350 doji that you're maybe eyeballing where the gap is, that's that decision candle where they said, you know what, we're not doing this supply game anymore. We're gonna make this decision now. We're gonna make our trade here, and we're gonna go, and this is gonna continue higher. So, and that's exactly what happened there. Yeah, if it ever came back there, that's a no-brainer trade. I would probably just do a one-click right there and just, I don't care what happens, just buy a month and off you go. But it is setting up the same exact way as the last trade we did. So I'm gonna open up this trade most likely tomorrow, or tomorrow or Tuesday, depending on how it looks, and get that started, because I know I've seen this movie before. I mean, that's it. I've seen this movie, so I'd rather.
How far out you gotta go? You gotta
month.
go to what?
A month. I'll do a month. Yeah.
So you gotta go to February 20.
Yeah, we'll go. I don't have my platform open right now, but yeah, I'll go a month out, probably like February. I think it's the 21st, most likely, at least that.
Yeah, February 21st is the.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's a good move, but this is definitely setting up for a good play here, and I think we would be stupid not to do this. If it was, if it was setting up at like kind of a random place, yeah, it wouldn't be so important, right? But it's not. It's setting up at a critical level. You know what I mean? It's setting up where it was supplied before, and then they made that decision to push it beyond. So I think we should do this move here and at least take a pilot. I'm thinking I'm going to split this trade into 4 quarters though instead of 3. So I'm going to do 25 at the point of control, 25 if it decides to sweep, and then 25 or 50 on the breakout. So 25 entry, 25% if it decides to sweep and signal, and then 50% more if it decides to break the range and push up and start trending. So that's my risk exposure there. That's how I plan to do this.
They're going to like 6, 7, 8.
I don't know.
You're gonna go a month and a half.
I don't know. Let's go take a look. Typically, those contracts for CAD are like, they're like 400 or something.
370.
What? Typically.
370 call.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, 370 call. Yeah, just outside the range. Yep.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
6 weeks. That's gonna be 7.
Go look and see. Let's check it out and see what they're saying here. I'm opening it now. Yeah, just give me 1 second.
Yeah, you take a look.
Yeah, I'll open it now. And
obviously 7. Yeah, definitely 7.
Let me see. Yeah, yeah, it's setting up though, man. I like that. I
Mhm.
like that setup.
What's Meta up to?
I haven't really been looking at it the last couple weeks, to be honest with you.
Price is so poor. Meta does good on the GEX levels as well. So that's 604, man. That's a short.
Okay, let's go
A short
cat.
like 605, 610.
Let's go cat. February 21. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You have to spend a little bit to play this game here. Yeah, you got to.
12.
Yeah, they're 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to pay to play this one. Even if you go for Valentine's Day,
It's 6 weeks, so it's 6 weeks.
it's 6 weeks long. Yeah, yeah. Even on Valentine's Day, shoot, you might as well just get the 12, 20, 21 or 221. It's almost the same cost. They're 1100 for the 14th. They're 12 for the 21st. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean but it's a good name. It's a good name, you know. So
Look at Meta,
okay.
if you don't mind, just because the GEX is just so
No, I don't mind.
prominent,
Yeah.
that maybe you say, oh yeah, that's a short. That looks short. The
Uh,
GEX for Meta, no, no, GEX for Meta is
it's gotta.
605, and then just listen to this. Listen.
Go ahead.
The GEX retail, right? The green bar is at 605, and it's 0.9, right? Which is it's big. Yeah, well, 610 is 1.7.
Yeah, I
That's
see
more
that.
than that. That's more than like that Google type false level. Like that is the real deal with no pools really above it. Oh my gosh! All right, what's your probably like? Oh, that's long.
All right, it's a long, no brain long, basically this zone right here. It's like 585 to what's
Yeah.
that? Five. Let's call it 588, right? Like that, or I guess it's a little bit lower. It's about right there. So
That's shorter from 610.
584 to 588. That 4 point range. That's a long for me because this is a BFI entry here on the 20th. So, but in my opinion, if you want to go breakout, if like you said, if it doesn't move past 610 and close above it, it's not a move. It's not a long. It's a short.
Yeah, short.
Yeah, it's a short.
Yeah, 100%. I like that short there actually.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow, put an alarm there for 610.
Yeah. If this is if this thing breaks out, okay, that's one thing. But it needs to gap over this and close above it, and then you can say, okay, we can go retest this high. But otherwise, in my opinion, if this is, let me see how this looked on the smaller time frame.
Short man. What's short?
I'm okay with that. Yeah, they're selling this, man. That's a sale. That's another sale. It's struggling. Yeah, so this may just run up and tap this in the tomorrow. I would say short it right above that high right there, man. Like actually, I'm gonna move this down.
I was about to say, move that down a little bit so we get time to.
Yeah, short it above this high,
2 minutes,
and then long it here. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, I say that. I like that.
I love the idea from the get. It's not getting over that.
No, I don't think so. It does. The price action doesn't align.
Oh, look at the customer sentiment is bearish. Whale target. Nah, over.
Nah, I say short this over the high though. So
yeah.
If it runs up and if it does a rally, right, and it goes over that high and it base or pin bar over this high, short. That's it. That's our plan for tomorrow. So that may be that could be an opening move for us for a day trade on Meta.
Yeah.
That could be that could be a sell the open move for us on Meta. I'm cool with that. That works for me. Yeah. Yeah, that works. I like trading meta. It's a good name. So yeah, yeah. Let's pay attention to. I got my alarm there, so if it so let's watch those names tomorrow, and that's our plan really. That's we got our plan set up. Um,
Seriously.
yeah,
Ollie, you paying attention, taking notes, or?
I recorded this whole thing just in case anyone
yeah.
wants to. Yeah, I recorded it just in case anyone wants to review it. They can. Um, that way they can, see what we discussed. Because we're not going to discuss the same stuff again at 5 if anyone decides to get on. Um,
No, you can
no,
do
it,
your
we,
other
no, we
stuff.
can talk
The
about
other
something
guy.
else.
I can't even listen to that.
It's too beginner.
You're recording it, yeah. You're recording it.
Yeah, yeah, I recorded it so they can review it. They can review it here.
Oh, you're done recording?
Nah, it's still going.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll clip the ending. That's okay.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah, I like that. I like that meta word.
Yeah.
I really like it. I'm gonna put my alarm here to it. That high. That there. Hmm.
Okay, yeah. I think this is good. I think it's a good plan for tomorrow. I don't think we need to look at anything else. If we look at anything more than that, we're just going to be maybe spinning our wheels here, looking at too many things.
Yeah. Well, that's why you go through and look at them, and then you see, oh yeah, no, oh yes, yes, type, put alarms on and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we'll know at the open what we're going to do.
Look at SPY. I'm gonna look at the daily expiration gap for SPY and set that up.
Okay.
Let's see what. That looks disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, we went over that already. Yeah, anything under 121 AMD long.
Oh yeah, the GEX is set up for that one. 120, 121. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like here's tomorrow's SPY expiration. So basically 590 to 593. Other than that, they get over 94 to go to 96, over 96 to go to 98, over 98 to go to 6. Down to 590, it's just right it's got 586 to 590.
This is on Meta?
This is SPY.
Oh, SPY, okay.
SPY.
Nah, they're
SPY
long.
that I posted in the chat.
They're long. I think they're long.
Fine.
Yeah.
It's fine, but I'm just saying tomorrow, the way that it's set up for tomorrow specifically, is nothing super great.
We'll know off the Asian London session what we got to do. We'll just run our same move.
No, but
Yeah.
I like it actually. I like a wider.
I still have an alarm here at 109. I guess just move it up just a tad. You know what? I should probably move it to here. That way when it breaks down, it'll get my attention. So yeah, I do like that idea, Ali. Yeah, 1-0 off this retest. If it comes back, just do it. Yeah, we'll do it together. If it comes back here, we're going to do it. Why not? I like the mouse. I mean, I still have equity in the mouse, so. That was this week. You should have hit that with Thomas. I was talking to him about it when it was there, but I don't know. I don't know. He didn't want it. I was talking to him about this. I was like, hey, man, it's at 84. It's time to, this is your time to shine now, Everyone's got their ticker that they're in love with, Every man has picked a ticker when he was 20, and he just lets it torture him for the rest of his life. But I was messaging him. I was like, hey, it's at the retest. Like, it's time to do the thing. And I don't know. He didn't do it. So, I don't know. It was perfectly set up right before. Well, we also didn't know about the catalyst, but still, they took that.
Massive GEC at 82.50.
See? There you go.
Anything within 50 cents of that, you should be clicking in.
Yeah. I mean, it had a good pull.
Major.
Look, right back to the origin. You saw they entered here on the 19th. We had sold those calls the day before, here.
This
right?
GEC looks so good, too. We should have been in this.
They're protecting from here. They're protecting this from August and September. They're protecting this level, man. They're not letting that go. I don't know. Maybe you want to add to this Micron position and close this up. What?
Is it at 90?
Yeah, it's at 90 at the close on Friday. Yeah.
It retest 88 and hit it.
Yeah, it's a good play. I don't see why not. I don't know why he didn't want it. I was like, dude, it's there. We were clicking into NVIDIA and, we had Qualcomm already, but I was like, dude, this is good. I should have added there my damn self. But
on Thursday?
Yeah, it was on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was on Wednesday. It was on Wednesday. Yeah, but it was, it was set up. It was set. It's in the chat. We were talking about. I was like, hey, dude, your trade's here. Like, it's time. So, I don't know, whatever. But it's all right.
Whatever.
It's all right. I mean, maybe it's gonna break out this week. Maybe this is gonna break this 90 level that it's kind of been struggling at a little bit. Maybe it's gonna start pushing and start working towards closing this gap, the earnings gap. I think that's probably gonna happen in the near future. It's gonna start working and trending, to close that up, because they're obviously protecting this. Look at this. Just here, go weekly.
Yeah.
It's easier to see like that.
So obvious.
Yeah, I mean, this is, there's nothing confusing about this.
Man, you should have had us in this one.
Yeah, there's nothing confusing here. Like, this is very, very clear here. And, well, this is basically what Qualcomm's doing too, man. This is the same, it's the same thing. I mean, so it's like, well, you got to pick one or the other, right? Or in our case, we have two.
Take them all.
Yeah, I guess you can. You can take them all. Yeah, but yeah, this is the same thing that Qualcomm's doing, right? We're already in this one, but this is very obvious what's happening here. This isn't a surprise, So it's kind of like that for the majority of the sector. In fact, like AMD, this is same thing. It's very obvious. NVIDIA. Now Nvidia's had a little bit more of a trend, but still same thing though. They're protecting right here at this break line, right? Now it's now this name's moving. This is probably
You know how much we're gonna cry if the other three run and R2 don't.
Don't say that. Don't say that. No way. No way.
Sometimes it happens, but some run harder than others as well. So
yeah. Well, we'll see. So maybe we should have just bought the ETF, the semiconductor ETF instead. But I don't know.
what is that? Socks or something?
Yeah, Soxel. Yeah. I think we got good names. I'm cool with our Nvidia and yeah, I think we're fine. Nvidia and Qualcomm this is acceptable.
Let's pick up 200% on each.
That's it.
Be good.
That's it. Pick up a play. For right now, man, I traded those zeros on Nvidia on Friday. This trade is free right now for me. It's free trade.
Blah, blah, blah. Keep that free trade stuff to yourself. Remember time.
We have
Chris and I was saying that. He was saying, this was probably 15 months ago. This was a while ago. Chris goes, you're like, oh, I'm free, and then Chris goes, it's one of those. He goes, oh, it's one of those, huh? And I was like, yep, it's one of those. You're like, what are you talking about?
Well, we really need to berate Abram, though, because if he would have brought this up the day before, man, I say, hey, everybody in the group, I don't care how big your account is, buy 5 of these contracts for $20 because we have this thing coming, and it's, anyone can risk it.
Everybody would have got 5 of them. Would have got $20?
Yeah, no, dude. They were $20. Okay, the day before.
2010.
Yeah, they were 20 cents, and they ran to 400 on Friday.
400 what?
$400.
Oh, wait. It was you put in $20 contract and went to 400.
Yes.
Okay. 20. So 20x.
Yes. That's a lot.
Yeah. But I had 5 of them.
Yeah.
We took $100.
Yeah.
$1,000.
You would have, if you had 5 of them, you 5 times 4, a couple grand. That, even for the smallest account, anyone would have played that and enjoyed it. Yeah, of course, it's $100. Who gives a shit?
Pumped up for the weekend.
That's what I'm saying. Man, if I would have known, I'd have put a few grand on that. Just as a lotto. Like, let's see what happens. Because I'm like, it's the day before the weekend of a big event that's coming. It's like, it's the last day. Basically, it's the last day to get in before the event starts. So if you don't get in Friday, you miss it. You know what I mean? Like, you risk missing the entry. So obviously, that's why Nvidia made this freaking huge move, So like, if we, that's what I'm saying. I was like, damn, man, why didn't you tell me about this? Because we could have been doing it here. We would have hit this. If we didn't hit it here, we would have hit this base for sure. That would have been a no brainer. And so, for you guys, like you 3 that are in here with bigger accounts, you could have put $500, $1,000 on a play like that just to hold it overnight to see what happens. And like, dude, that would have been a crazy play for everybody. Everyone in the group would have had a crazy move. Anyways, but it's just, yeah, whatever, It's all good. What's up, Evan? Yeah. So I really pressed him, and I was like, hey, like if that's your stock, don't sleep on letting us know next time you have
a preview of it. So.
Yeah. Evan, I messaged the group earlier, and I was just saying like, hey, if you're online and you want to do some one-on-one or go over some things before the 5 o'clock class, I'm gonna be online. So, but I did record this whole session. If you want to watch it later, we've been going for exactly 1 hour, and we went over some pretty good stuff too for basically for the week, which is probably going to be the stuff that you're interested in anyways, and what we're looking for the week. So I imagine that. No, you're not late. No, I recorded the whole thing, so I'm gonna upload it when we're done. But yeah, we basically we set up our whole game plan for the week coming up and what names we're looking at. So I imagine if there's going to be any of the beginner guys that are going to pop on at 5, they will, they'll be asking different questions, obviously. But for what you're going to be interested in, it's going to be in this recording, and I'll upload that. You know what? I'll just cut it now. That way, the video doesn't get crazy